Yo, what is up? And I am here to review the Duval album, My City, bro. 904, bro. My City. Yes, this is a late review. It dropped back in 2020, but I don't care because now that I have my channel, I can review stuff whenever I want. So fuck you. So, let's get started. A little background information. Let me just start off by saying I don't know any of these motherfuckers on any of this shit. The only people I am well known to is Simpo, Avion, and Akai. And I think there's somebody else. Oh, and Langston. Those are the only 4 people I know on this shit. So this is a complete foreign project to me in my own city. It is what it is. I'd like to start off by saying also that if this is called the Duval album, why isn't there more Duval? I mean, like, why isn't there a certain Duval artist that I've been hearing kind of blowing up a bit on this shit? Like, for example, Ramaya, Just in Time, you got Isaiah, you got, I don't know, you can even throw Anaya in there. But I don't understand why they're not on this. If this was a come together as a city type of project, I don't understand why they wasn't on it. But that's none of my business, so I'm just gonna sit here and shut up and review it. The first track, Duval, title track. It threw me off at first because it was this weird Latina groove type thing, and I was confused because I was like, I thought this was a Duval project, you know, whereas is this the Duval sound? Because Duval doesn't really have a sound. Jacksonville is not really known for a particular sound. Like there's an Atlanta sound, or there's a New York sound, or there's a Cali sound. There is no Southern Jacksonville sound. So this kind of threw me off. I was like, okay, cool. It was weird at first, so I really couldn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to the more I listened to it later on. So I was like, yeah, it's a little strange. But Simpo's verses, Nick Kano verses, and Jaquan Tyre, I think that's his last, Jaquan Tyre, that man is a monster, and I'm gonna get into why he's a monster throughout the rest of this project, because his verses was nice. It was nice, but Simpo was rapping his ass off too. Like, I don't think there was like a clear person of, oh my god, he killed that shit. Oh no, he did it better. No, I think all 3 of them showed up to rap on that song. And you know, the ending, you know, Duval, you know, it was a little chant, a little, you know, fulfilling. Made me feel like, all right, bet, this is about to be some shit. This is about to be some real shit. Then we get into Osteez, I think that's how you pronounce it, with the same guy, Nick Kano, from the first track. And I like this track. I really like this track. It's a nice little hype trap beat. I was like, all right, there we go. Now this is the sound that I'm like more used to when I hear these local artists come from Jacksonville. So I thought that was pretty cool. The hook was nice. And then we get into Fuckboy. And by the way, this album was very Dreamville compilation album inspired. Like, I understand what this is technically Simpo's album, but I understand what he was going for. Obviously heavily influenced by J. Cole. Obviously, like, anybody can just pick this up on the side of the street and be like, oh, this is a weird J. Cole type of thing. And that's exactly what I got from Fuckboy, especially from that track on the compilation album from J. Cole. You know, he had his hood bangers because, you know, it was just a well-rounded group of some hard artists, and he put them on there. And it was the same thing with this track, Fuckboy. The hook, certain times that I listen to this, it goes hard. Other times, I want to shift my neck. But the song was still great. Rondell June, I don't know who that is, but I think his verse was probably my favorite of that track. I can't remember if that was the track or not, but no, it's not. I like that track. I think his verse his verse was my favorite. It was definitely my favorite. We get into Cobra next with BLKJ. Now, when I was listening to BLKJ throughout this entire project, it seems to me that he's already on this professional standard when it comes to being an artist. Like, I like the way he sounded. I liked his verses. He was actually giving me some introspective thoughts. I really enjoyed it. His lyrics was very thought-provoking, and that was a good track. Him and Simpo blended well off of each other. I liked their verses when they was trading back and forth. Not back and forth, but their verses on the track. That was a nice fit. And the next track, Don't Give a Damn, Don't Give a Fuck. This kind of brought the mood down just a little bit because it was kind of like I don't want to say it was a filler track. I don't want to be too disrespectful. It was not a filler track. It just, I don't know, it was just weird. Like, I didn't like how laid back but still trying to be hard. I don't know, I didn't really care for it that much. And there was some guy on there, I think it was, I don't know who it was, but what in the fuck was that? When I heard that verse, I was like, now I don't give a damn about that verse right there. I don't know who that was. I don't know if it was LLK Soul or Louisville. I don't know who it was, but awful, absolutely awful. I think his verse didn't even fit the mood of it. It was like, what are you doing? Like, I can see everybody in that recording studio being like, who invited this guy? But then next, we get into that track, Don't Mean Shit. And man, this track was hard. This track was really hard. I like the verses. All these guys was delivering some hard, like, lyrical verses. V. Lee, I don't know who that was, but he started it off mean, nice and mean. Melly, I think that was the auto-tune person. I like that verse as well. I don't think it sounded bad. I thought it actually fit in some weird type of way. It actually fit. Now, he wasn't a lyricist, and it kind of was about nothing. He was talking about nothing, but I liked the way it sounded, so it didn't do anything for me. I really liked it. And it ended off with this guy, QP Pudge. Man, he really ended the track off like, yeah, I know that this is really my favorite track of this entire project. It had to be. Like, that track was dope. Now, let me say one thing. It kind of gets ruined every single time I listen to it because of that McDonald's inspired hook. You should supersize it. Shut up. I don't think that Avion was a good choice for that track at all. At all. And it wasn't even like, oh, it's so out there that it finds a way to be good. No, I think she should have been eliminated from that entire track. Like, that hook did not mean shit. I'm sorry, it just didn't. I like when Simpo came in to try to aid it, but I think that somebody else should have just like done the hook, period, because that was absolutely terrible. And it kind of ruined the track. It kind of ruins the track every time I listen to it. But I'm not gonna put too many thoughts on that because it was still a good track. And it follows the mood up next with Ludacris. Just straight raps, just straight bars. You got BLKJ and you got the boy Jaquan on there at the same time. And this guy, I Am Mara. Some of these guys I've never heard of none of these guys, but they definitely made me want to check out their music after this project because they was really rapping their ass off. And Simpo came in at the end again, just smashing some shit. I really enjoyed that. And then we moved to a strange out of place track. Now, I want to ask Simpo if he was really going for that J. Cole compilation idea where, you're just in the recording studio and y'all are just bouncing ideas off of each other and y'all are just saying, oh, I think we should do that. Oh, I think we should do that. If that's what this track was, it worked as a separate track, far from this album. Now, individually, I think it's decent. The little old school montage. I thought it was pretty decent. It was basically a singer track. It was a singer's fest on this track. And it was out of place, so I don't think I really liked it like that. Oh, but man, we get back into that smooth layered production with that track OGs. And it got the same singer that was on the Firecracker song. I don't know if it's Blue or Kiki. I don't know who did the hook because I couldn't even search up the lyrics on online to see like whose verse was going when or who was doing whose hook. I don't know. But the singer on OG was nice. It was pretty nice. I like the way she used the progressive chords, you know, for the hook. OG, 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 OG. I like that. That was pretty clever. And Matthew Schultz rapped his ass off. BLKJ once again rapped his ass off. Jaquan once again rapped his ass off. And Simpo ended it with, you know, I'm that OG. Like, that shit was nice. I like the way he ended his verse. And yeah, OGs was tight. Next. Now, this is where the album started to get into the more R&B side and the more smooth, chilled, layered. We're really in a sit-back session of a recording studio, and we're just bouncing ideas off of each other's side. And that's when we get with Hidden Hill Fever with Indy. I forgot about Indy. I think I went to high school with her, but it was when I was a freshman. I didn't know people. She didn't know, you know. Indy is dope. Indy is really dope. She is giving me her vibes on 100. Y'all definitely check her out. I've been sleeping on her apparently. I completely forgot she was a Duval artist. I completely forgot. Her vocal ability was spectacular. It was smooth and it felt so effortlessly. Bruh, y'all check this out. Check that track out. Now, at this point in the time in the album, I kind of got a little bit tired of simple verses. Not tired as in, oh my god, these verses are starting to become whack. No. I got tired as in, like, if you're giving off this compilation project feel, I don't think I need you to drop a verse every track. And it's not saying that the verses are bad, far from it. It's just, I think that give other people the spotlight. Like, give India that entire song, because from what it seems like, that was her only track. That was her only track that she was featured on throughout this entire project. Give her own track. Just let her do her own track. You can add to the hook and all, because whenever you add to the hook on this project, it's nice. It fits. But I don't know. I don't think I needed a verse every single track from Simpo. Not to say it was bad. I just didn't personally. Just my taste, I didn't personally need it. And real quick, there was also another miss. Sometimes Simpo's vocal abilities, when it came to him singing certain parts, I didn't really care for. I don't think that you have the best singing voice, but that's okay. Because as long as you put your emotion and I felt like the presence that you was giving, it works sometimes. But other times, like that track with Langston, Everything, I didn't need my heart feel reloaded. It came off a little bit corny, just a little bit corny. I was like, dude, oh man. Yeah, now I didn't care for everything. Langston, I think that your trumpet abilities was wasted on this track. If you was gonna be an ad-lib trumpet, I didn't need it at all, really. To be honest, I forgot you was on it. Like, you're so dope, you're a really good musician, but I feel like you should have had your own spotlight, just like Indy. You should have had your own spotlight track. Just like, go nasty, go Terrace Martin nasty, like he does on saxophone. Go nasty, go big. But that track, it was kind of, it felt narcissistic for Simple, because it was like, yeah, he's in the background, and the beat was weird. It wasn't even, I don't know who did that beat, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. That beat was trash. I can firmly say that beat was trash. Sometimes a step in the street is not our best foot forward. As it felt like a garage band keyboard sample, you know, cashy keyboard type thing. I didn't like it. No, you can keep it. Yeah, I didn't really care for that one. But yeah, pass it to the left. Hey. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. If you're gonna bounce ideas off of each other, y'all just in a room. I'm sure y'all was smoking a blunt. If y'all just in a room, the recording studio, and y'all just like, bro, pass it to the left, bro. You got the mic. All right, show me what you got. Do a little freestyle. Do something. Show us what you got. Pass to the left. Pass to the left. I like that. King Mark, I think that's King Mark. He started off nice. He had some bars too. I really wish I could remember. I should have wrote down these bars because I'm not really good at remembering lyrics like that. But I should have wrote them down because there was a lot of good bars on this. And I really hope to my heartiest heart that was Akai in the background with the vocals, because that was beautiful and that was genius. It felt nice and natural, and it just felt chill. Like, I just felt the mood. I really enjoyed that. All them dudes, all those singers. No, I'm not gonna lie. There was one singer in the middle. So I'm sorry, but I think you should have been left out of that session. Other than that Pass It to the Left, that's probably my favorite song. I think I put it over Don't Mean Shit. That's my favorite song. I'm sorry, but Avion ruined Don't Mean Shit a little bit too much to put it underneath the belt of Pass It to the Left. So yeah, I really like Pass It to the Left. That, y'all need to check that out. Just check that out separately. Yeah, it's a little long, but I personally don't have a problem with long length songs unless the song is actually good. If the song is long and bad, you can fucking keep it. But no, I really like that one. And then you end and close the album off with Without You. And I was like, please let this album end with an Akai feature. And it fucking did. It was perfect. This was the moment where everybody in the studio was like, all right, so we got the last track. And then the spotlight comes on dead in the middle of the whole room. And there's a microphone. And Akai is walking up to that bit. She was like, and then the beat start. Play it, DJ. And I don't mean shit without you. Man, Akai, you've already got my fan card. You killed it. You made this the best outro it could have possibly been. Like, that was great. That was real good. Even Simple adding to the hook, bro, it was beautiful. But yeah, man, it's decent. It's a decent album and the only reason I say that was because, yeah, it's the debut project for Duval. Cool. But there was some stuff missing, obviously. Obviously, there was some stuff that I was like, it's a little dull. Like, I think that the whole sequence from third track to Don't Give a Damn, Don't Give a Fuck, I thought it kind of like, the pace was just a little bit too, it was too down there. Yeah, it was hype, but it was like a J. Cole, For My Eyes Only type of vibe, and it was too laid back. I needed something more attentive. Like, give me Don't Mean Shit for at least 5 tracks straight. Like, I thought that's what the vibe should have been if it was gonna be a huge Duval album. And probably don't listen to me because it still came off as a good quality album. I just thought there was some misses. Avion was a fucking miss. That guy that was on Don't Give a Damn, with the like he's choking on a helium balloon. I thought that was absolutely terrible, and I don't think he should have been added. And then yeah, that was really about it. The rest of these dudes, all these girls and dudes, man, y'all showed out. Of course, my favorite singers on this shit was Indy and Akai. I'm sorry, those two need to collab on something. And my favorite rappers was Jaquan and Simple, and King Mark and BLKJ. I thought that they delivered some good quality verses that actually made me put them on the professional type level. So man, shout out to y'all, bro. This was a good album. It was a real good album. But yeah, there's just some misses that you gotta work on. And I hope that there's a sequel album. But when you make a sequel album, can you please put Ramaya and Just in Time on there, please? Like, they're my homies. I wanna see them shine just as much as everybody else on this album shined. But yeah, bro, y'all check this album out. Like, comment, subscribe, TT Music, For My Culture. You know how we do. If you want a project reviewed, bruh, hit my link up. Y'all got my social media. I drop the Twitter. I drop all of it. So yeah, peace out to y'all.
Causing more damage than the sword, so had to pick and choose. Always the type to bend the rules. Glad to say I graduated, couldn't always get to school.